Yeah, not really, not really. He did have, but I don't know. I think the ball's out your hand already, so that's why it looks like that.
Ball's
I
out
think,
my hand at that second. So
yeah,
it looked like he was covered.
yeah. So the only real shot that you had on that was hitting that whole shot for X.
That would
And
have
then
had to
even like
be
we talked
very
about,
fast.
if we go back and talk about
Uh,
checking out Lewis though down here at the bottom. Ooh, you see, we talk about like dealing with pass rush or nothing. He didn't have that same hole shot. You see, this corner is a little bit deeper. This that corner stayed a little bit deeper than the other corner who left Satania wide open.
Yeah.
So you didn't really have the same hole shot on this side to execute like that. You know what I'm saying?
You can see the speed difference right here from Lewis and
Yeah,
Zatanya.
yeah, yep, yep, yep. And all of those little factors start to play a bigger and bigger role when you're in the mix.
Zatanya's at the 10 while Lewis is at
He's
the
at like the
13.
13. Yeah, yeah,
It's just that slight little difference of getting out that pocket and everything.
yep, yep.
Then I didn't
And then
have
even in this
much
situation, right?
to really read.
Nah, so pause right there. Go back. Hold on. Go forward. We are, but we're not worried about him. If you go back to your quarterback, or even from this angle, right? Boom. Now stop. Uh, turn the camera a little bit if you can. There's a whole gap. Even though that man is coming right there, there's really a whole gap right there that you could have ran through right there to your right. So you know what I'm saying? Like if you get antsy and stuff like that happens where that man just whooped him like that, you don't to throw the ball. Boom, like right here, bro. There's a gap right there to the right for you to run right through. Not around the edge, not around the
Yeah,
offensive tackle, between the tackle and the guard right there. You'll slide right up in the
playing
pocket and just run through
66
there.
and 54.
Yep,
They had their guys respectively decent,
yep,
but 55
yep,
lost his as well. So that would
yep.
be my only concern on that.
And then these Pacific, you know what I'm saying? These four verts don't really have a check down. They didn't give you a check down. Sometimes the running back is like running something where if you do get pressure, remember we talked about throwing it to the check down, the little short route.
Yeah, you got the short route, the fast.
The escape plan. But if you don't have that in the route, then your escape plan is to run with the quarterback. All right, let's see what they give you this time. All right, so you have this post. Oh, but that's a tight end running that. You still technically have the post, and you might have. I feel like I'm going to lie to you right here, but I feel like. All
I
right, so now
usually aim
reading,
for X on this. I like the straight across.
but it's cover two. So we're reading B, RB, X, and then A is last.
Well, I
So we're
would
going
put
back
Y
from,
as last because Y can sometimes be a little bit better
well,
than
yeah,
A.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. We'll go with that. Either Y and A are interchangeable for this. So we're reading B for that whole shot again. If he can get that whole shot. If not, we're looking to see if RB got over the top of that linebacker because the linebacker stayed down with A. Now, the guy
Okay.
next to the middle linebacker, he should be covering that area where X is coming across. So you don't really want to throw there because he's gonna drop right there in that little pocket where the shape where you know what I'm saying he makes his cross. He
Yo,
should be
E,
there.
how you doing, my
If
boy?
he's not there, then like your manager's in the building, he says it's crazy.
He's the YouTube manager.
Mm, yeah, this is how we're reading this. And then if you don't like none of these and they're all ugly, then you check down with A or Y, and you can even be smart enough to run with your quarterback to the side that A and Y are on because you have two blockers that are right there in short proximity.
Okay.
Again, try not to overload you with information, but you know what I'm saying? Just to get the basics. Because cover two is cover two. Once you see cover two, they're gonna do the same thing
over and
90% of the
over and
time.
over again.
And cover two is very, very, very similar to cover four. The only difference is these corners, instead of them being short, they'll be further back and they'll look like safeties also.
Okay.
Yep.
So I would.
But you won't really go towards the post. You'll go more everything short on a cover four. Remember growing B, A, RB, and so on. All right, you see it? Oh,
I was watching way too long. They got in the back.
right, so you got B got chucked after and then he got off that chuck kind of slow. And you did not have RB because that linebacker got dude is a freaking athlete. Yo, both of your linebackers are just athletes. And then you see what I mean about that guy stopping in that little spot where X is supposed to cut across?
Yeah.
Yeah. But he left, but y'all had the tight end and the running back wide open on this one.
X
The running
was
back
my
just didn't.
initial watch. I saw. Get off.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
saw
you can't.
him hanging here. So
But he's technically like, he was covered at first and then he got open. So, and then now you have one defender covering two people. Like,
I
it's
saw
bad if you're looking
a
at him.
B making it down the field. So I was gonna throw to him.
Because it took too long. Like you're ready to throw now, and he's not really ready. So you only had two options, which was your tight end in the middle of the field and this running back.
I see.
Monkey.
Hey, Monkey. How you doing, buddy?
Right. So let's but this is pretty much the base of cover two, right?
Okay.
So let's go to all right, when you go back in, call a timeout. No, you just call timeout. Or that works too. If you call a timeout, it counts as them giving a new play. All right, so we're going random offense again. Or even if you want to, no, because it won't give you just passes. It'll give you different passes. So we want to be able to like be and adapt. So we'll do random play on offense because it doesn't matter what play that we're in. It matters what they're doing right now. Because whatever they're doing, we have an attack for it now. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah. Once we see what they're doing, we just read our play accordingly. So when you go back with your quarterback on Road to Glory, you look at them safeties. Hey, they're covering here, here, and here. These are the weak spots.
Which one were you hit?
So now we're going to cover three. It should be higher. Yep. Oh. Now you see the deception right here? Because that looks like 4, doesn't it? Based on what I told you, that looks like 4, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Remember the two corners that are way far back, and we got 4 people in the back, and everybody else is up front. But when the ball snaps, you're going to watch one of these safeties drop down, and the other one's going to go towards like above the fire marker you see right there.
Okay.
Yeah, one's going to stay in this area to stop A and RB or whatever, and maybe. And then the other one should go right there to over the fire marker while them other 2 guys stay outside. Or it could be flipped where, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it could be flipped. But only one of them safeties is going to take the middle of the field. And then what we're attacking is RB in the flat down here.
Okay.
Or you're attacking something, you'll call a hot route or audible, and you'll attack up these hash marks right here, up the side of the field, or like up the hash mark.
I kind of wish you had your pen too.
Right. But yeah, these inside hash marks right here in the middle of the field where the safeties are lined up at.
All right.
That's it. It seems counterintuitive, but that's where that or the short routes on the outside is where we're attacking. B doesn't matter right here. He's going to be shut down. X, Satania, he might do something on that double move if you have time to still be there when he makes that double move. And then you have A on this crosser, but I feel like somebody's going to be underneath there to cover that. And then you have your check down, which is Y. And that's actually a decent route that Y is running if the middle of the field isn't cluttered.
Only one way to find out.
Yeah. Yeah, let's run it. We'll run it in replay. Boom. There you go. That's a decent decision. So the coverage was flipped, like I was saying, because I thought the free safety was going to come down, but the free safety went over top. The strong safety played down, and you ran to the weakness of that defense, which was kind of like ideal and awesome. Yep, we're watching these two safeties right now. That's the important part. You see what I mean now? One stayed flat on the right side.
One moved
He
up.
stayed, and one went to the center of the field. Now, they did have a D lineman, Bell, there too, but at the D lineman, he shouldn't be out there. He should be rushing the passer. That's why he got beat. And you really could have thrown it earlier, and you still have your running back coming on that pattern that I told you about too. And then the flat route, the first route that I told you to read, the RB.
Run
RB
back
is
would
RB.
be
Look, RB
free
is
and
wide
clear.
open. Look right here to your right at the bottom
Yeah.
of the screen. Yeah, you have RB open, you have your running back open, and then you hit him. If you'd have hit him earlier, you have all of that space between them two defenders to turn upfield.
I'm throwing
You have
here.
you got three options to throw to right there. Then you weren't wrong. You weren't wrong either way. They were wrong. You weren't wrong. You did awesome.
What kind
Timing,
of
that's your best tight end, bro. You're good. Like, that's your best tight end, bro, and he's a beast. You're good. In that situation, I would only request that you release the ball. Whichever one of them three options, I just prefer you release the ball a fraction earlier. But you made a good decision and you had good play call right there.
fraction earlier?
Yep. That's it. That's the only adjustment I can tell you on that play. You had three options open where you could pick your poison between the tight end and the flat over there, the running back ducking out, and this tight end coming across the field.
Yeah, I see them all three short routes.
Really, really look over there by the 30-yard line over on the other side of the field. That man is by himself over there, chilling. But he's not your best tight end, though.
No, he's not.
You know what I'm saying? So he might have caught the ball, fell down, whatever. But
He
it's
might
an
have
option.
dropped the ball.
Facts.
24 does a decent job.
And then you got him right here. So, you know what I'm saying? You good. You're good. Cover 3 can be real deceptive, though.
Number 12, I feel, catches the ball 90 times out of 100 that I throw it to him.
Nah, facts. He's that guy. Like, he's that guy, for real, for real. He's that guy so much that sometimes I double him when I play against you.
I'll throw it to Santana 50 times, and Santana maybe hits it 25.
But you got it, like, and then that's the other thing too. With like, these are kids, so you make it easy for the kids to excel. Don't give them contested catches. Don't even give them contested catches. You don't have to. And you're not calling your own plays right now. We're just doing random plays, and you're still exploiting weaknesses. It's how you end up being lit for real. Because we're exploiting coverages. All right. Oh, they gave you the same look again. Wait, they gave you the same look and the same play? Okay, I guess. Run it.
Let me...
I mean, that's decent, but I would never run that against cover 3. Unless I call a hot route.
Okay.
And even still, you still have RB in the flat right there. Looking at this little flood stick concept, you have RB in the flat.